Hello everyone, welcome back to the Book Graveyard Vintage Genre Fiction Book Channel. I have something that is very near and dear to my heart to talk about today. Something that we have completed after many years of looking, though not very hard. I like to find things organically, not just order them. But on this auspicious day, we have finally completed the Hawk series. Yes! The Hawk series is, let me set these books down so I don't use them as pointers. So I figured that to celebrate this absolutely incredible achievement, my book collecting life, we're going to talk about the author, we're going to talk about the cover artist, we're going to talk about the model who portrayed Hawk on the covers. I'm going to go through each Hawk entry and talk about what's happening on the covers, and then read the synopsis on the back. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, stick around. We're going to deep dive into the Michael Hawk series by Dan Streib. Let's get started. So the Hawk series was a men's adventure paperback original series published by Jove in the years 1980 to 1981. There was 14 total entries. There was 4 written in 1980, 10 written in 1981, which is a lot. That's a lot of books to be written, but those weren't the only books that Dan Streib was writing in 1981, which is just absolutely incredible. So, as you can imagine, the Hawk books probably didn't have a lot of thought put into them, but you know, they're action adventure books. How much thought do you need put into it? So the Hawk series is the first men's adventure paperback action series that I ever found, so it's my favorite. I think that the Hawk series is the best. There's some people out there who may not agree with me. I'm not mentioning names. Eric from the Paperback Warrior doesn't know. He doesn't know the magic that is Michael Hawk. To be fair, he only read the first one, and the first one is a stinker. We'll get to that. I'm gonna discuss the books later on. Don't get ahead of ourselves. All right, we're still talking about the Hawk series. So what is it? Who is Michael Hawk? He's our hero. He's our protagonist. He's a manly man. He can do anything. He can solve every problem. He can kick every ass. He can lay every lady. He's a journalist. He's a freelance journalist, which only lasts for like the first 2 books, and then it's just kind of thrown to the wayside, not important. So he eventually becomes a billionaire. How does he become a billionaire? In the first book, he goes to save this woman's life. And this woman happens to be the daughter of a South American dictator / drug cartel kingpin. So something that doesn't happen a lot in a Hawk book is he fails. He fails at saving this woman's life. And with her dying words, she curses him with the bank account number of her family. Now that everyone's dead, she's going to curse Michael Hawk with the largest fortune in the world. More wealth than a small nation. I think that's what they always say. So she gives Mike Hawk the numbers to a secret bank account titled Crusaders International for some reason. So that's what gives Michael Hawk his tagline, the Deadly Crusader. And now poor Michael Hawk, with nothing but his devilishly handsome good looks, his ability to be the absolute best at anything he tries, and an unending mountain of wealth, he travels the world, getting into vigilante adventures, taking on the communists, taking on some Nazis, some human traffickers. He battles organized crime syndicates across the world, not just the mafia, all around the world. and other nefarious criminal masterminds, all the Dr. Evils around the world. Michael Hawk is going to take them down. Thank you, Michael Hawk, for your service. And you're probably like, well, damn, dude, he gets all this money. He gives up his life for us, for the safety of the world. He does, but he also makes time for himself. He makes time to get in there. He gets the ladies. He gets lots of ladies. He lives the good life. Rides around in his yacht. He maxes and relaxes. He owns his own island. So he sits on the beach. Ladies, drinks, taking out communists. One of the downsides of leading this extravagant lifestyle is all the baddies in the world know that Michael Hawk has all this money, so they're out to get him. The mafia, the communists, other evil dictator governments. And of course, the thing that all rich people fear, the United States government. They want Michael Hawk to pay his taxes. They're like, hey dude, you're rich, you're American. You need to pay your taxes on this. So he spends the series running from the IRS, so he doesn't have to pay his taxes. Why should he? He worked hard to get that money. Hard work and perseverance got him his fortune. Why should he have to pay the taxes on it? Wait a minute, hold on a second. Wasn't he just gifted this blood money from this dictator after failing to save this woman's life? Hey, you know what? There's no place for logical thinking in the Hawk series. Get your ass out of here. Now, obviously, Hawk is a man that the ladies love. Men want to be him. Women want to be with him. His name says it all. Michael Hawk. Mike Hawk. His name is Mike Hawk. And you're probably wondering, what author would have the cojones and the vision to name his men's adventure hero Mike Hawk? And that man is Dan Streib. So let's talk about Dan Streib a little bit. Alright, so Dan Streib was born in 1928. He died in 1996. There is not a lot of information about him out there on the internet. But while looking, I did stumble upon his obituary in the LA Times. And I think that it sums it up pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what they wrote about him. Daniel T. Streib, age 67, author of children's stories and action, adventure, and romance novels. That's news to me. I wonder what a Dan Streib penned romance novel is like. You're going to see some romance here in the Hawk series. I can't imagine it's the same in those. He was born in Rockfield, Illinois. Streib earned a bachelor's degree in journalism at the University of Iowa and was a combat officer in the Korean War. He was originally a reporter and photographer in Iowa, which is important because there are many similarities between Dan Streib and Michael Hawk. Streib based his first book, Code Name Countdown, on knowledge about spacecraft he acquired as a communications specialist for General Dynamics in San Diego. The book was made into a movie in France. That was news to me. There's a Dan Streib movie out there. Gotta hunt that down. Streib, who frequently wrote under his own name, also penned romance novels under the pseudonym Lee Davis Willoughby and adventure books under the names J. Farragut Jones and Jonathan Schofield. His work included 3 popular illustrated action books for teenagers, Ride Along, $1 Million Hunt, and Deadline, a 10-book series, this is about Hawk, so they got it wrong, a 10-book series about the single adventure character Michael Hawk. Notice they stated as Michael Hawk. I don't know if they realized what the shortened version means, but if they did, they left it out wisely. And he also had a 6-book series, Counterforce. For nearly 30 years, Streib also taught fiction writing in high school and college, and he died on Monday in San Diego of a heart attack. All right, so let's talk about some of his pseudonyms. I got this information from the Paperback Warrior, our good friends, Paperback Warrior. He wrote the first 2 entries of Chopper Cop under the name Paul Ross. He wrote 2 entries of Death Squad under the name Frank Coulter. He wrote 5 entries of the Kill Squad under the name Mark Cruz. He wrote 1 Nick Carter, Night of the Avenger. He had 2 entries in the Grant Fowler series, 9 entries in Counterforce, which I have some, but I haven't read them. And we got the 14 entries in the Hawk series, which is what we're celebrating today. And he has 2 entries in the Phoenix Force series. All right, let's talk about these covers. Every single cover in the Hawk series was painted by seasoned Men's Adventure magazine artist Samson Pollen. And honestly, the cover art is why I picked it up in the first place. I mean, just look at these covers. They completely encompass 1980s action movie excitement. If you're looking for more artwork like this, you want to check out more artwork, might I suggest right here, the Men's Adventure Library put out a series of Samson Pollen's art that was published in Men's Adventure magazines from the 50s to the 70s. And show a little salacious, beautiful artwork, beautiful coloring. There's a little bit more. So yeah, those are all available on menspulpbags.com. So we got a couple MVPs we got to mention here. This Hawk video wouldn't be possible without them. Number 1, the man who helped us complete the series, Steve Nagan. Steve Nagan sent us the last one we were missing, number 3. Big shout out to Steve. You're an all-star, brother. You are the man. Thank you for making my dreams come true. Second, we got to give a shout out to Brian over at Bad Taste Books for pointing something out that was so obvious and right in front of my face. I can't believe I never saw it. He's the one who figured out Mike Hawk. I had seen it in print, never said it out loud, so it didn't really dawn on me until we did the video. We did a Hawk video on Ebes, and he's the one who figured it out. He figured it out that the character's name is actually Mike Hawk. So big shout out to Brian. And lastly, we got sent some beautiful artwork from one of our friends of the channel, one of our commenters, our friend. She is our friend, and her name is Cammie. She's the Blue Electric Bunny here on YouTube. Her on Instagram, she's Tough Titties. The best Instagram handle that's ever existed, Tough Titties. So what did Cammie send me? Look at that. Diamond art poster of one of the Hawk covers. Oh, it's beautiful. Can you believe she spent all that time putting that together? So very thoughtful, so amazing. Thank you so much, Cammie. You're the best. Man, you really made my day when you sent that. That is just incredible. So, thank you. Thank you to those 3. They're the MVPs, they're the all-stars here. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the model that's on the cover of these Hawk books too. In my head, it is Hawk. That is Hawk. That's what he looks like. And that model is Chad Deal. Chad Deal graced the cover of many genre fiction paperbacks in the 70s and 80s, but I think that most folks, most ladies, will recognize him as the cover on many romance novels. So as I was looking into this, he's still alive. Chad Deal's still alive, and I stumbled upon his realtor page. So it has his basically his resume up there on his realtor page. So to me, this is Hawk. So it was crazy to see him aged, that still look exactly the same, still look how I would imagine Hawk would look as the years went on. And what's even crazier is how similar this guy is to the character in the book. First off, he lives in Hawaii. which is a place that Hawk has a home. So Hawk did live in Hawaii. He's a Vietnam veteran. He's a water sports safety instructor, classical concert pianist. He's a surfer. He's a sailor. He's a skier. He has outdoor survivalist skills. And this is the best part, check out his martial arts training. He's a student of traditional Asian martial arts. Shuri Raya Okinawa Karate Do, 4th degree black belt. Shuri to Bujitsu Kai, 3rd degree black belt. I'm sure I'm just butchering all of this. Okinawan Goju, 2nd degree black belt. Shinshin Totsu Aikido, 2nd degree black belt. Hungar Kung Fu instructor member, International Shuri Ryu Association, United States Karate Association, and White Crane International. Whatever that is, it sounds amazing. So this guy, this male model, not only is he the face of Hawk, he is Hawk. Look at these skills. Look at this. This is real. Hawk is real. Imagine if you were in Hawaii, right? Imagine if you were just on vacation. You didn't know this guy lived there, but you were a Hawk fanatic, like some of us, and you were just walking along on the beach, and all of a sudden the real Hawk was just sitting there on the beach. Would that not be like absolutely mind-blowing, right? And I am just blown away seeing his picture on the internet, that he exists, that Hawk is really out there. He really exists. Part of me is like, should we get a hold of him? Should we interview this guy? Ask him Hawk questions? Do you think he knows anything about it? He's probably like, dude, I don't know. I posed for some pictures for a painting on a book, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. I really don't know. I do know that Dan Streib thought that he was writing himself as the Michael Hawk character, but the universe said, no. No, my friend, the universe gave us Chad Deal. He is the face of Hawk. He is real Hawk. Mind blown. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to I just got a little excited. I got a little excited thinking that Hawk was real. If you're in Hawaii, if you're in Kauai, how do I say that? How do you say that? Yeah, Kauai. And you're looking for a house to buy and you want to buy one from Michael Hawk, go ahead and hit up Chad Deal at Kauai Tropical Properties. All right, so we're ready to go through these Hawk books one by one, talk about the covers, read the synopsis, read the blurbs on the back, the blurbs on the front. It's 14 of them. If you're in for the long haul, find a nice cozy chair, find some menial work to do, put me on in the background, look over every once in a while, just relax and enjoy the Mike Hawk series. Now we're going to start here with number one. Perfectly fine place to start at number one. This is The Deadly Crusader. So I'm not going to hold these books up the entire time. I'm going to pop them up on screen so you can look at them, take a closer look. And to those that are just listening, I will describe them. All right, so Hawk number one is titled The Deadly Crusader. On the cover, it says, The Deadly Crusader uncovers a hot lead and a cool lady on a sun-swept Greek isle. First in a breakneck new action series. So what do we got here? We got Hawk. We got Hawk in his white suit. Looking damn slick, looking fine. He's got a gun pointed at us. In the background, we got a yacht exploding. There's an explosion on a yacht and people jumping off into the water. The foreground, we got Hawk and some luscious raven-haired beauty in a bikini making out on the beach. Well, it looks like they're sitting in weeds, but not really the beach. Maybe it's a weedy beach, I don't know. And then in the very background we have the yacht and a giant villa on the edge of a cliff. So what's cool about the Hawk books, the covers, is that everything that's on this cover, everything that's on every cover is in the book. So I don't know if Samson Pollen got the books first and read them, or they had specific instructions for him as far as what to paint, but it's very satisfying to see this cover and know that every scene in there is in the book. I got a special little bonus entry for this first one here. My copy I bought at Pulp Fest from Samson, Pollen's widow. So this book, my copy, used to belong to Samson Pollen. How cool is that? It's not signed or anything, but I'm very thrilled to have it. Just know that I know it. All right, so let's take a look at the back here. What's going on in the back of the Deadly Crusader? Danger in Paradise. Michael Hawke was a cool-headed crusading journalist with a knack for poking into the crevices of the world and coming out with a sensation. The smell of mystery, people. The smell of mystery excited him as much as the scent of a beautiful woman. This time it had led him to a smoldering Greek isle, a mysterious villa with a multi-million-dollar secret, and a ravishing heiress who bequeathed him its key and the curse of a fugitive life. So there you go. There's your Hawke backstory. It's more than multi-million-dollar. It's billions. I think every book they increase the amount. I did read this one. It's not as good as the other ones for sure. It's actually very weird. All the other ones, Hawke is like the Superman. He's the hero. He kicks all the ass. He knows everything, right? And this first one, he's intimidated by people. He is doubtful of his own skills, like all the stuff that does not exist at all in later installments. So it's not a very good start. Don't start with number 1, because I'm going to tell you right now, at the beginning of every book, they give you the backstory. So you can read number 13 and they will sum up the first one. So you do not need it. Do not start with number 1. It's not very good. All right, then we got number 2 here, the Mind Twisters. A little blurb on the front cover says, the Deadly Crusader squares off against a super cult and tangles with a red-haired ball of fire. Hawke number 2, the Mind Twisters by Dan Streib. So what do we got going on the cover here? We got some cult members it looks like they're carrying a dead body. It might be wrapped up like a mummy. Some kind of ceremony on a beach. We got some more ships. We got some more boats. And then we got a beautiful raven-haired beauty again. Not a red-haired ball of fire. Another raven-haired beauty, and she looks topless. Just a necklace covering the provocative areas. She's got a torch. And we got Hawke at the top. Shooting his gun up. Some mysterious adversary. Then on the back, the synopsis. The Deadly Crusader has just lucked into an ex-dictator's fortune. Oh, he's lucked into it now. Because in the previous book, it was a curse. But now he's just lucked into it. All he wants for the moment is to enjoy squandering his riches on women and yachts, and women and private jets, and more women. That's Hawke. This is Hawke, people. This is what I'm talking about. But a horde of chanting cultists almost brainwashes him in Minnesota, of all places. That's where all the cults reside, in Minnesota. And he barely escapes a time bomb explosion in San Diego. Suddenly, Hawke is on his way to Hong Kong with a stunning redhead to break open the most sensational case of his career, if he can live long enough to find the she-devil behind the Mind Twisters. Have not read the Mind Twisters. Don't know. Up next, we got number 3, the Power Barons. This is the one that was gifted to me from Stiv, the missing piece to the Hawke collection. I'm very excited. I am going to read this one this year. This one is the next on the list. I think it looks really cool. I like that shark cover. Yeah, let's talk about the cover. We're already talking about it. So we got this lady here, skin diving. That means naked. That means naked to all you people who aren't aware of diving terminology. Skin diving. She's got a knife. There's a shark behind her. I like that. I like that a lot. There is it looks like Hawke is parachuting, and he's got a guy with him. Looks like he's dropping him while he's parachuting, which is a common theme in Hawke books, is Hawke being up someplace high and dropping people from the heights. We got some kind of, looks like a power plant here to the bottom left. Obviously it's a power plant. It's called the Power Barons. Come on, Nick, get with it. And then at the top, we got Hawk. He's got his scuba on. He's shirtless. He's got his goggles up. He just popped up. He's got a spear gun. He's going to spear someone in their throat, hopefully. Very exciting cover. Very exciting. Oh, I forgot to read the little blurb. The deadly Crusader is thrust into the midst of an energy war in a meltdown of violence and suspense. I love violence and suspense. It's two of my favorite characteristics in vintage genre fiction. All right, so here we go. The back, we got the plot. The deadly Crusader finds himself in the thick of an electrifying plot to bring an energy-starved America to its knees. Nuclear plants and oil tankers are sabotaged, refineries are set afire, and Hawk is being blamed? Oh, what's up with that? Hawk sets out to tackle the power-crazed power barons and short-circuit the monstrous scheme, and meets a gorgeous environmentalist with unnaturally natural charms. So it looks like Hawk is banging some hippies in this one. He does not discriminate. When it comes to ladies, anyway, there's a little bit of discrimination of men and racial equalities. Number 4. What's up? What do we got here? Number 4, we got the Predators. A little blurb says, the deadly Crusader is marked for murder and erotic adventure on a Caribbean pleasure cruise. Hawk number 4, The Predators by Dan Streib. So what do we got going on here? He's on one of those sky trains. It looks like he's on top of the sky train, and of course, what is he doing? What does the Hawkster do when he's up high? He throws someone down. So it looks like he's chucking some guy off of this sky train. We got another yacht in the very background. Lots of yachts in Hawk. And then there's not a lot. There's not too much going on here. But we do have another raven-haired beauty. That must be all Samson Pollen, because his widow was a raven-haired. So maybe that's all he drew. That's all he wanted to draw. This is probably one of my favorite ladies on the cover. She is this tiny black dress. She's standing next to a stick in the ground with 4 human skulls impaled on this stick, and she's got a snake wrapped around her. She looks like she's doing some kind of ritual. And then at the forefront of the action there is Hawk, all big. He's got some kind of machine gun or something. He's got a satchel full of money, and the money is flying all over the place. He's got a khaki suit and a Acapulco shirt, unbuttoned. That's what I'm talking about. So the synopsis here, the back of the plot. The deadly Crusader, physically and mentally drained from his last adventure, Hawk is looking for a break, a paradise where a man can relax and stay alive. He figures a Caribbean cruise is the perfect way to get lost for a while. But on the high seas, a sultry beauty and her gorgeous young daughter vie for his love. That's also something that comes up in later Hawk entries, where he scores the mom and the daughter. Let's see. And a sadistic assassin, unsure of Hawk's identity, is torturing and murdering his way toward his mark. There we go. Hawk number 4, The Predators. I have not read that one yet. All right, we got Hawk number 5, California Shakedown. A little blurb on the cover here says, the deadly Crusader unravels a corporate scam while a sexy exec makes his business her pleasure. Lucky for Hawk, he's getting into it. On this cover, we got at the forefront is a lady in a bikini. It looks like she's topless, just the bottoms. She's facing backwards though. That is an itty bitty teeny bikini, and she's got high heels on. There's a camera light on her. In the very background, we got a roller coaster, Ferris wheel, and then to the left we have the roller coaster to the left, and it's exploding, and there's bodies flying up into the air along with the cars, the roller coaster cars. And then down here at the bottom we got some bikers, shirtless, vest wearing bikers. whipping chains and baseball bats around. And then we got Hawk, big. Looks like he might have a sweater on this time, the collar. He's got some kind of cool-looking James Bond-looking gun. He's got one eye squinted. He's taking his mark. All right, on the back of this one, the plot. The deadly Crusader is shocked and enraged when an old friend becomes the victim of a professional hit team. Hawk's investigation into the grisly death leads him from the sultry Caribbean to the air-conditioned towers of big business and the danger-filled dream world of Hollywood sets. Along the way, he discovers a monstrous corporate cover-up and a hot-blooded lady VP who loves mixing business with pleasure. I have not read California Shakedown either, I know. I haven't read a lot at the beginning of the series. I read more towards the end. All right, we had Hawk number 6. The Seeds of Evil. This is one of the... This is the cover with the burning Nazi flag on it. We'll get to it. Hold on. So the little blurb: the deadly Crusader pursues a master terrorist and makes a mafia minx an offer she can't refuse. A little Godfather callback there, in case you guys missed that. Hawk number 6, The Seeds of Evil by Dan Streib. What do we got going on the cover here? We got like I said, there's a Nazi flag burning. Hawk. There's a littler Hawk. He's standing in front. He's in his militia gear. He's got a gun wrapped around him, and he's screaming to the sky. Or maybe he's celebrating? Is he celebrating this Nazi flag burning? I think it looks like he's more in distress. He's having a hard time. In the fire, there's 2 guys hanged. There's 2 hanging bodies. In the background is a city. It's lots of water. I'm guessing Venice. And then in the front we have, there's a blonde lady, finally. Hawk is laying on top of her, shirtless. She's in some little lingerie there. He's about to get freaky with it. And for the plot, the deadly Crusader comes to Venice in search of a story and quickly finds one. A fellow reporter is dead, and all the clues lead to the past. Parts of the puzzle lie beneath one of the city's murky lagoons. Others lurk in the palatial villa of Count La Scala, a demonic terror broker whose madness and passion for brutality have their roots in the smoldering ashes of the Nazis' shattered Reich. In trying to uncover one of history's greatest secrets, Hawk must save a beautiful young woman from La Scala and evade the murderous pursuit of every terrorist group in Europe. Every terrorist group. Oh man, this one sounds like this is serious. Like this is serious business. There's probably not a lot of play in here. Maybe just one lady. He's only got time for one lady in this book. Every terrorist group in Europe, man. That's so awesome. Up next, we got number 7, which is The Death Riders. This one I have read. All right, the little blurb. The deadly Crusader turns daredevil biker, finding murder and a she-devil who takes him for a ride. Hawk number 7, The Death Riders by Dan Streib. A lot of she-devils in Hawk. Let's look at this cover here. What we got going on? We got snakes all over the place. You got rattlesnakes. They're out in the desert. I believe they are in Arizona in this one. No, don't get ahead of yourself. Sorry, I was looking at the back. Okay, anyway. I don't remember where exactly they're at, but they're in the desert. So we got lots of random snakes. It looks like Hawk is fighting off the snakes with his biker helmet. He kind of looks like he's smiling. There's an explosion and a man on a motocross bike flying off. There's some motocross action in the background, and then up front is a raven-haired beauty. Once again, she's in some kind of silvery sparkle outfit, as she's a performer in the Daredevil crew, and she's sitting on a hog, sitting on a big motorcycle, looking sultry. It looks good. So on the back here, we got the plot. The deadly Crusader heads for New Orleans to join his old buddy Whip McComb in his motorcycle thrill circus. He arrives just in time to see Whip's last stunt end in a shower of blood when his bike comes up short and is he impaled on a bed of nails. That is so awesome. That scene is in it, and it's very gory and explained, and it's awesome. That says they're in New Orleans. I thought they were in the desert. What's with the rattlesnakes? I don't remember. I read this like 5 years ago, so sorry everyone. I don't know the specifics. Somebody wanted Whip dead, but who? Hawk's investigation introduces him to Whip's bizarre crew of Death Riders, from his venomous Oriental wife to an embittered dwarf with an axe to grind. Hawk narrows things down and challenges the remaining suspects to a death jump across a ravine, hoping to force the killer to tip his or her hand. So this was the one I was talking about where he hooks up with the daughter and the mom. Even though, okay, so he hooks up with Whip's daughter, his dead friend's daughter. So he hooks up with her, and then he also hooks up with his dead friend's widow, the Oriental wife. Their words, not mine. And yeah, this is it's kinky. It's getting kinky in Hawk. And the embittered dwarf is such a good character. He's so angry. He really makes this book so much more fun. And then Hawk he joins this Daredevil crew, and he's better than everyone in the Daredevil crew. It's so ridiculous. All right, we're on number 8. A little bit over halfway there. Told you it was going to be a long one. This is The Enemy Within. Little blurb. The deadly Crusader tackles a White House crisis and finds double trouble with the foxy First Lady. So basically, if Hawk is your friend, you better just keep your lady away from him, because he's going for it. Sounds like he's going after the president's wife here. Let's look at this cover. As you can see, this is the one that Cammie sent us. She did the diamond art of this cover, The Enemy Within. So we got some missiles here off to the right. Probably some nuclear warheads. We got a Russian flag there in the background, an American flag, and Capitol Hill there. And then we got, there's a lady in a bikini laying down. She looks like she's got a little martini glass. She's in a black bikini. Hawk's making out with her. I'm assuming this is the foxy First Lady. Hawk, you're up to no good. Never trust a hawk. And then up front, and then all big, we got Hawk. Looks like he's bracing for an explosion. And he's got a little itty-bitty gun. That's weird for Hawk. He's not a man who carries an itty-bitty gun around. On the back cover, the Deadly Crusader is faced with the most calamitous case of his danger-ridden career. His friend, President Warren Stone, is losing his sanity and control of the country. The streets are in turmoil, the Russians are advancing on the Middle East oil fields, and Hawk's being shot at from all sides. The FBI, the CIA, the Soviets, and a golden-haired guard. I don't know if they mean a guy or a lady there. It's Hawk's job to discover if the president's loss of sanity is for real, or if it's been brought on by a deadly enemy within, before the world is engulfed by the fireball of a nuclear holocaust. Nice. All right, number 9, Down Under and Dirty. We have read this one. It goes to Australia. On the little blurb here. The Deadly Crusader crashes the mob in Australia and gives his heart to a modern-day Mata Hari. Hawk number 9, Down Under and Dirty. And this one we got a yacht. It's exploding. Hawk is diving off of the yacht. We got 2 Hawks on this cover. Anyway, he's diving off this yacht. There's a naked lady laying on a poker table with chips. She's flipping them all around, celebrating. There's some gambling machines. What are they called? God, I don't even know. Gambling is so stupid. Anyway, there's a bridge, and then someone is hanging from a bridge. I'm assuming that is Hawk. Maybe there's 3 Hawks on this cover. And then you got a Hawk all big. He's got these really cool blue shades on. He's got another machine gun. His gun got a lot bigger this time. Big guns. And the plot on the back. The Deadly Crusader goes down under when an Australian bookie is flung headfirst from an exclusive tower restaurant by syndicate hitmen. When Hawk aims to take on the Godfather himself, the gun-wielding hoods train their sights on him. But who's behind the bold scheme to muscle in on the Sydney underworld? The gutless Tony Santini, ill-suited heir to a gangland empire in the States? Or someone with a flair for the dramatic, like the elusive actress who has made Hawk her captive audience, Hawk hurls himself into the blood-splattered world of rubouts and racketeers to unmask the Mafia Don and his mysterious mall. Yeah, this was a great one, man. It starts off with this guy flying off of a building, getting flown off a building, and Hawk just happens to be walking by. So he stands by and watches this dude splat on the ground. And then he looks around the crowd and he sees this guy in like the English, the hats, like a butler hat. He looks like a butler. He follows this guy. He's like, oh, he obviously has something to do with this. And he follows him, and then, yeah, gets into the mob, and oh man, he gets like all these innocent people killed in this one. It's hilarious. Hawk number 10, the Cargo Gods. Great cover there. Little blurb. The deadly Crusader is sexier, deadlier, and smack in the middle of his own mini World War III. All this is when he buys the island. Oh, this cover is awesome. So we have the raven-haired beauty here. She's topless once again with the beads covering precarious areas. She's got a little, I don't know, Caribbean skirt on there, Hawaiian skirt, I don't know. And a bowl of fruit, and there's some tribal stuff going on. There's a helicopter on fire. Looks like a hurricane. And best of all, there is this native-looking guy. He's got a machete, and he's holding up a man's head that he has chopped off, which kind of looks like Hawk, but you know that's not Hawk. Hawk doesn't get his head chopped off. He chops heads. And then we got old Hawk Big. He's got his machine gun again, and he's soaking wet from the hurricane. On the back, the plot. The deadly Crusader is trying to shake the Aussie police hot on his tail. Holed up in the Sydney Savoy with the flame-haired actress he loves, Hawk comes across the perfect out, an island kingdom up for sale. But was it a legitimate deal, and was it really the Eden Hawk needed to get away from it all? The CIA had an answer. So did the Cubans, the Russians, and the islanders themselves, but not the one Hawk wanted to hear, especially in the middle of a raging hurricane. Cool, so we got like some natural disaster Hawk here. It would be up to him and Ryan to keep the superpowers from blowing them all sky high, so he could get on with his dream vacation on the island that he now owned. So it sounds like the lady from the last one is in this one too, but she sure doesn't look the same on the cover. She wasn't very exciting in the Australian one. I obviously haven't read the Cargo Gods yet. But yeah, I remember her being like kind of boring as far as Hawk Lady goes. Up next, Hawk number 11. What's it called? The Terror Merchants. The deadly Crusader takes on terrorists and finds sizzling romance on New York's mean streets. So on this one, we got the subway cars exploding, falling through the sky. Looks like we got a fire in a tower. And then we got, they're in the stadium. I think they're in Yankee Stadium. It looks like there's some people running for their lives, running away from the stands. Then up front, got another black-haired beauty, topless, facing backwards, nothing but a sheet covering her butt crack. The blurb, the plot on the back. The deadly Crusader leaves his Polynesian playground to join the desperate hunt for a terrorist group that has declared war on New York City. They bomb the subway, machine gun a sellout crowd at Yankee Stadium, and plan on even greater atrocities, unless their impossible demands are met. Hawk himself becomes a target as he closes in on the wealthy and fanatical Dr. Seguera and his imported Uchi Sayoto, a two-man terror brigade, and there to face every peril with Hawk is Madalena, a long-haired Puerto Rican beauty who can make a paradise out of New York if Seguera can be stopped. Very cool. Like I said, Hawk does not discriminate with the ladies. Wait till we get to the Hawaiian one. Oh, man. Yeah, that's cool. I have not read that one yet. I do like it. I like that he's in New York. I like that it's the Yankees. Number 12, the Virgin Stealers. This is the one that I chose for my pick for the Elusive Exclusive Book Society, the book group that I'm in, where me and Jake from Pollen and Tim from Secret Fire get together and talk books. And this one we had Brian come on, and he pointed out the Mike Hawk the Mike Hawk thing that I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. So this little blurb here. The deadly Crusader cracks a Caribbean slave ring with a gorgeous lady decoy as target. Hawk number 12, the Virgin Stealers. We got a yacht. A man being thrown off of a yacht. Up front, we got a little hawk on a jet ski. He's shirtless. He's got a gun. He's not shooting. He's just driving his jet ski. In the background, we got some porno theater. And then in the foreground, we got some topless ladies in their little tiny bikinis, just milling about. There's 3 of them. We got a black-haired lady, a blonde, a brunette, and then up top, all big, is Hawk. It looks like he's karate chopping. No guns. I think this is the only one where he's not holding a gun. So the back blurb: the deadly Crusader hits the cushy Virgin Islands because his lady of the evening is taken for a ride she didn't expect. Then he's hot on the trail of an international white slave trade, even though the CIA tries to shove him off the track. But soon, even they admit they need a helping hand as a ring of vicious kidnapper, murderers, and blackmailers takes them on as well. Who's the Mr. Big behind all the dirty dealing? Armed with a karate-chopping beauty and a cat-eyed temptress whose secrets are available for a price he's willing to pay, Hawk plunges to the bottom of the nasty sex-for-sale business to find the man on top. It was down on the list of Hawk books that I've read. There's all this snuff stuff in it, and I don't want to hear about that stuff. Even though it was very over the top and it was very comical, it still was a little, I don't know. I'm not into it. And there is a awesome scene in this where Hawk picks up a chainsaw and he's fighting another guy and he has a chainsaw, and then they're chainsaw dueling each other. And that is what I'm talking about. That is Hawk. That is Hawk to a T. That's what these books are like. I think I said in the Eves video, like, if you know what an Andy Sedaris movie is like. Andy Sedaris made all these movies, these action movies in the 80s and the 90s in Hawaii, and they're very exploitive and very corny and over the top. And that's what the Hawk series reminds me of. All right, 2 more for all you super troopers out there that have made it this long. Number 13, the Hawaiian Takeover. This is the very first one I read. This is the first one I bought. I remember being at the book maze in Mesa, Arizona, picking this up off the shelf, and I said, oh my God, what is this? What is this? Good, fond memories. All right, so the synopsis is: the deadly Crusader takes on the Hawaiian mob and takes up with a ravishing China doll. Hawk number 13, the Hawaiian Takeover by Dan Streib. So right up front, bottom right, we got a great white shark, and then Hawk underneath it with a knife. He's knife fighting this great white shark, and there's blood in the water, sharks all around, and Hawk's got his legs all tied up, shirtless. And then if you follow that directly up, there is a volcano. There's a helicopter flying above the volcano, and there is a man being thrown from the helicopter into the lava. And yes, that does happen in the book. It's so wonderful. Well, like I said, everything happens in the books, but it is so odd. When I read that, I was just like, what the hell am I reading? And then up front, we got another naked lady, raven-haired beauty here, and she's covered up by spraying water falling from maybe a waterfall in some way. This one doesn't really, it doesn't make sense too much. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So then up top, we got Hawk all big with his machine gun, and he's got a grit iron face. The back, the plot: the deadly Crusader cuts short his Hawaiian pleasure seeking to avenge the death of an old friend killed by the Chinese mafia. Calling themselves the Way and led by the ruthless modern-day Mandarin, Li Chong, they were just an assassination away from total control of the islands, but then Hawk puts himself in their way and takes a first-class trip through Hawaii's explosive underworld with a hot-as-lava lady cop as his guide. So as the series goes on, it gets wackier and wackier, and this one is uber wacky. So we got, like I said at the beginning, he takes on not just the mob, not just like the Italian mob, whatever. He takes on all of the mobs, Russian mobs, Chinese mobs, whatever he runs into. And here the Chinese mob is trying to take over Hawaii, and he gets in the middle of it. There's a scene where, oh dude, he legit, this is so terrible. This is so terrible, I'm gonna tell you anyway. There's a scene where he's like, I don't really like Chinese people except the women, and he says it to a woman. He says it to this lady cop who's Chinese. This is legit what he opens with, that he doesn't really like Chinese people, but he likes the women. And then she's in, like, oh, that's racist, but let's go make out. And then they like instantly get it on. It's so ridiculous. It is so awesome. In a bad way. It's awesome in a bad way. And this is the one that infamously has the assassin, the lady assassin that's sent after Hawk, who he's like getting it on with, and then she pulls a gun out of her hoo-ha. And yeah, man, and he does knife fight that shark. I'm telling you, start where I started. Start with the Hawaiian Takeover. You will not be disappointed. That is pure Andy Sedaris right there. It's even in Hawaii. It's top tier men's adventure, depending on what your tiers are. If they're my kind of tiers, then it's top tier.
James Bond did that and lived and let die. That was really gnarly.
And finally, number 14, the Treasure Divers. The deadly Crusader stakes out sunken treasure and finds danger in the arms of an island beauty. Hawk number 14, the Treasure Divers. So the cover here in the little picture, we got a bunch of guys in gis, dressed like the Karate Kid there, and one of them's got a sword, and there's a man shirtless, bent over, and they're gonna hack his head off. Could that be Hawk? Is this how the series ends? He gets his head chopped off. That would be kind of awesome, actually. That's the way they ended it. Then up top, we got some Asian housing. We got the jungle. We got a giant hawk with a flamethrower. That's good. If we're gonna end on that note, he's got a giant flamethrower shooting it across the screen, across the cover. And then on the bottom left, we got Hawk on the beach with the waves rolling over him, making out with a lady in a tiny red bikini. And on the back, we got the deadly Crusader is relaxing in the arms of a luscious lady cop when his Hawaiian holiday is interrupted by a tropical temptress with a terrifying story to tell. It seems that her father, an eccentric ex-GI who claims to be the sole survivor of a sunken World War II treasure ship, has suddenly found someone who takes him seriously. Too seriously. He has been kidnapped by a gang of bloody butchers, and the race is on, across the South Pacific, for a wreck worth millions if Hawk and his island beauty can outwit the evil genius of the ruthless treasure divers. So it sounds like it's a treasure hunting Hawk, which is kind of silly, because if the treasure's only worth $1 million, that is nothing to the wealth that Hawk already has. It's kind of a silly plot, but it doesn't matter. Look at how exciting it is. How exciting it looks. He's got a flamethrower. And that's the end. I don't know. I haven't read it. I don't know how the series ends. Is it on a bang? Was it supposed to continue on and they don't know? Or does it actually close out? Something only time will tell. Speaking of time, you stuck around. You stuck around for so long, and I appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching. Go out and get yourself some Hawk books, and we will see you later.